I've heard this question from people who come to visit the Bruderhof, and also, interestingly enough, from the kids who grew up in the Bruderhof and want to go and do something else. The question is, couldn't you do more for the poor and to help other people if you didn't live in community? There's kind of an implication in this question that living in community is a retreat from the real world with all its problems and maybe even a kind of a selfish way to live. Okay, so there are a lot of ways I could respond to this, but what I'm thinking about now is something that's implicit in the way the question's framed. It's pretty much saying that as individuals, we need to do great things, big things. Our individual contribution has to stand out. We have to point at accomplishments and say, I did this, me. There was this thing floating around on Twitter recently that asked, there's only 1 month left in the decade, what have you accomplished? Basically inviting people to write down all their big wins. I think this is not a good way to measure life. I think the little things are more important because the little things, because they're little, tend not to be about making me important. Life in community is made up of so many little things that if they're not done faithfully, will end up in the failure of the community. Nurturing relationships is a big one. Simply giving a friendly greeting to every person you meet helps to foster the bonds of love, or covering someone's work if they're feeling overwhelmed, or speaking honestly to someone when you feel their behavior is harmful. Another little thing, which is actually big, is praying regularly, knowing you need daily help from above and asking for it. People can do and do big and wonderful things, and that's really great. But I think if everyone focused more on doing the little things and didn't get ahead of themselves, imagining themselves achieving similar heights, there'd be a lot less disappointment, more fulfillment, less stress, more laughter, less isolation, and more community. And at the end of the day, I think the sum total of all the little things from those happy people will end up accomplishing more than if they were all trying to do big things and mostly not managing. I'm not really on Twitter, but if someone is, maybe they could start a thread with, there are only 24 hours in a day. What little things have you done to love your neighbor? Or something like that. Anyway, there are a couple more videos here and here if you have nothing better to do. And thank you to all my new subscribers, and especially those who start conversations in the comment section. Now I'm going to go off and do some little things.